Real quick, guys, before we get into the video, I just want to do this quick cold open and say, hey, I'm not asking for subs in this video. I'm not asking for likes. I'm not asking for any of that. The only thing I'm asking for you guys today is share the video with everyone. This is a labor of love for me, this review. This is my most anticipated film, a film I have been so excited to see for months now. And this is an incredible ability to be able to finally review this film. So please, I want to get it in front of as many eyes as possible. I really want, of any video I've made, this is a video I really want to get out there so that people can see. I want to show my love for this film. So please share the video with everyone you know. Share it on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. That's all I ask. It really would mean the world. It really would mean the world if you guys could share the video around. I want to get it in front of eyes. So thank you all so much. Let's get into the video. I'm so excited to talk about this film. Roll the intro. How's it going, guys? Welcome back into another video, and today is we made it. We're here. I'm so excited. You guys can tell by what I'm wearing. Yes, I bought the merch. You know what we're doing today. We are here to talk about what became my most anticipated movie of this year. Now, for a long time, it was Spider-Man: No Way Home, and obviously the anticipation for that one is still extremely high. But due to other reasons and just the hype and anticipation, we're talking about Dune today. I've seen it. I finally saw it after all this time. All my friends have already gotten to see it twice, 3 times, which I'm so happy for you guys because you guys got to experience a damn good movie. So, few notes of housekeeping before we get into it. First off, I did watch it on HBO Max. Oh, I know. There are reasons, not going to get into them, watched on HBO Max, but we were in a dark room, big TV, 4K TV, so it was an experience. It was an experience. So it wasn't some tiny little TV or like on a tablet. It was big 4K TV in a dark room, sound system booming. We got the full experience. I just want to let you guys know that first and foremost, but I'm very excited to talk about this one today because this is probably the movie I've been most prepared for that's not an MCU movie. I read the entire book before I watched the movie. I finished it. So okay, obviously, where am I? I'm in my sister's room in Tucson. I'm visiting my mom, taking vacation from work. I finished the book on the flight home. You guys can see the creases in the spine. You guys can see the creases in the spine. I read the entire book. This version of the book, you can obviously get the book in various versions. This version of the book is 794 pages, and I read the entire thing. So I know the story, I knew what we were getting into, and on top of that, I watched the 1984 David Lynch version as well. So I've seen everything mainstream. I mean, I know there's other things as well, but I've seen the main components of what Dune is to prepare for this. So we're going to talk a little bit about the adaptation of the book today, what I thought of the story, and just the film itself. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have a conversation with Chris from Filmstock, more in-depth on the film, his thoughts, my thoughts, and what I loved, what he liked, and all of that. So make sure you guys come back on Wednesday. And I'm also considering doing a more deep dive into this movie, comparing it to the other movie and the book itself. Let me know if you guys want that video down below in the description. But I think without further ado, let's get into the review. So, I obviously, having read the book, having seen the other film, I obviously want to talk about the adaptation because this has, for a long time, been a very difficult book to adapt. David Lynch did it into a movie, but he did the entire book into one movie, which I think is the main problem with that film, is that they tried to adapt this big book into one movie. I love the fact that they are doing 2 movies, or potentially 2. Warner Brothers greenlight the second part. Just do it. I like that they are doing 2 parts, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is how is the adaptation from the book to the screen. I think it's extremely pure. I think it's very genuine, and it holds very true to the adaptation from Frank Herbert's novel. Obviously, there are parts that had to be changed, and it's adapted. There are parts that had to be changed, parts that had to be flipped around for cinematic purposes. There's a lot of things in the book that's filler that doesn't need to be in the movie. So I think, though, adaptation-wise, this is the most pure, true adaptation that we could get in this. I think Denis Villeneuve and the people in charge of writing the screenplay did an incredible job tackling this Goliath of a project, Goliath of a novel, and adapting the first part really well. And I trust them for part 2 as well, because the first part was so well done. The world building is fantastic. Obviously, it was easier for me because I've read the book and I know everything about it, but I still think in the vacuum of the movie, it's easy enough to understand. Like, I watched it with my mom, and usually she's someone that asks a lot of questions in movies. She really didn't ask a lot of questions. She kind of followed along, which was really a testament to the adaptation of the novel. I do think they leave a few key points out of the movie. Obviously, again, it's filler, but filler that I thought was kind of important. But I'm not going to knock them for that, because, again, this was a very deep undertaking that they had to do, so I just don't really knock them for that. But in general, the world building, the character dynamics, the structure of the story, how they adapted this behemoth of a novel, I think was extremely pure, extremely genuine, and very, very well done. The performances are incredible. You've got an extremely stacked cast here, and I'm not going to get into spoilers here. That's what I'm going to do in the podcast. But I think everyone in it shines. But the 3 people that I really love, Jason Momoa's Duncan Idaho. He's been the standout for everyone. I think he's incredible in this movie. He brings the heart and the emotion to this movie that isn't always there. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Rebecca Ferguson's Lady Jessica, I think, is perfect for that role. I think she embodies Lady Jessica to a T. I think she's fantastic. She really kills that part, and she plays that role so incredibly well. And then, people are going to hate me for this, I love Timothée Chalamet's performance. Everyone is saying that he has a very hollow, shallow performance. His character isn't very well defined. I tend to disagree. What we need to realize is that Paul in the story is 15 years old, and he is being asked to deal with these burdens that he deals with in this film without spoiler. I'm not spoiling it. The burdens that he has to deal with. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And the events that unfold. And on top of that, there may be some magical, mystical things going on with his character as well that he does not understand. I wouldn't say he's shallow. I wouldn't say he's hollow. I'd say he's guarded. I'd say he's reserved. He's walling off because he doesn't know how to take everything that is being thrown at him. That is my perspective, and my counter argument to the people saying that he gives a very soulless, unemotional filled performance. I disagree. I think it's extremely subtle, but it's extremely well done. I think Timothée Chalamet is a really big, good part of this film, because it's a lot of him and Rebecca Ferguson. That's what a lot of this film is. And I think their dynamic, I think they work so well together. And I love Timothée as Paul. I think he's a perfect Paul. The action is subtle but intense. This is the only thing I'm going to say that is even close to spoiler. There's not a lot of action in this. There's not a lot of action in this. We're obviously leading up to some very action-packed finales, which will happen in the second film. But the action that did happen was subtle. It was well thought out and choreographed, and it packed an emotional punch. That's as far as I'm going to go without spoilers. It was effective. I think it worked well. I really enjoyed it, and it was better than anything in the 1984 movie. Sorry, truthers of the 84. The action in there was not great. The action here is awesome. I really enjoyed it. But the man of the hour, Denis Villeneuve, he's a master. I said it in my tweet, which I may put here, I may not, I don't know. After I got to see the early access footage, I said that this film is going to be a masterpiece. I don't throw that word out lightly. I don't throw that word out lightly. It is. This film's a masterpiece. The first word I say in my review on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Instagram is masterpiece. This film is a technical marvel. It's a masterpiece. What Denis Villeneuve does, you can tell it is a labor of love for him. Does it fall into some of the standard molds of filmmaking? Yes, because you're adapting a big IP, so that's how it is. It's not his own unique stories, which he has so well done in the past. But with that IP, with adapting a story that has already been constructed and built, he did it masterfully. This is incredible. And it is all because of him, his direction, and what he was able to get out of the actors. And you know, if you see the behind the scenes, he played lots of different roles in this. Scouting, locations, and doing production. Like, he was an executive producer on it. He did a lot of the producing on top of being the director. And you could tell by the passion that came out of him, it translated to the screen. And it's mystical, and it's magical, and it's all incredibly well directed by him. Denis Villeneuve is a master. He's done it again. He's hitting it hot. He is a sci-fi genius. That's what he is. He's always going to be a master of sci-fi. He is a modern day master of sci-fi, and he's done it again. He's done it again. That's what I got to say. I already kind of mentioned this, but this is a technical marvel. I think this is some of the most beautiful cinematography I've seen all year. I mean, what do you expect with a Denis Villeneuve film? Like Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Prisoners, all extremely well shot. This is no different. I think it's absolutely incredible to look at. This is a completely immersive experience, and I'm saying that even from a guy that watched it on HBO Max. It's incredibly immersive. It's dreamlike. It's so stimulating, and it's all due to the technical aspects, the sound, the production design, the costumes, the cinematography, the score. Hans Zimmer's score is incredible. This is a technical marvel. It's what this is. And it's something that should be respected, should be studied, should be looked at for years to come because of how good it is and how well done it is. This film is going to get a lot of nominations for Oscars for the technical categories, and I think it deserves them. Visual effects as well. Sorry. Special effects, visual effects. The VFX are absolutely insane in this project. This is a film that's going to get a lot of award consideration. Will it win a lot? I don't know, because it is a big blockbuster film, and we know the Academy just doesn't really ever lean towards those films. But there's no doubt that it is absolutely incredible and incredibly well done. Sound and score we already touched on. Hans Zimmer's score is incredible. I think the sound mixing is very, very, very profoundly well done, and it's a key to the immersion of this film. And that's a word I'm going to continue to say is immersive and immersion, because this film is so immersive. You feel like you're on Arrakis. You feel like you're there. And that all has to do with these different elements. And already talked about the cinematography. I mean, it's just, this film, it works. This film works. Every single aspect of it is so incredibly cared for and nurtured. And this was a labor of love. And it was just all tied into a nice bow. And just done so, it's so well executed. And again, the major thing that comes out of this for me is that it was a genuine and pure adaptation of the book. I've never been able to say that because I've never read a book before I've seen a movie. This is a different experience for me because I've read the source material beforehand, and it's so incredible how they were able to tackle this in a way that was so cohesive. It was so easy to understand, while at the same time building this very rich world. I am at a loss for words with how absolutely incredible this film is. It has shot up to my favorite film of the year. Will that stay? I hope. I don't know. We'll see what other films come out this year, but it's going to be very, very hard to dethrone Dune. Absolutely love this film. I think it is a modern sci-fi masterpiece. I really, really do. And I love it. I love everything that was done with it. But I think that's it. I think we get into the point breakdown. We get the hell out of here. I'm going to go watch Dune again and just watch as many times as I want. So let's get into the point breakdown. Entertainment, 15 out of 15. I loved it. I was so entertained the entire time. I was just locked in and just so invested the entire time. I loved it. Performances, 15 out of 15. Y'all are talking crap about some of the performances. I don't agree. I think they were solid. Writing, 15 out of 15 again. Genuine, incredibly well done adaptation of the book. Direction, 10 out of 10. It's Denis Villeneuve. What do you expect? Emotion, 9 out of 10. No spoilers. Cinematography, 10 out of 10. Incredibly well shot. So good. Sound, 5 out of 5. Score, 5 out of 5. Pacing, 5 out of 5. It's 2.5 hours, and it went by really quickly. It did. Insane credit to them to make that pacing so well. Rewatchability, 5 out of 5, and non-mac, 5 out of 5 points. With the math, I gave Dune a 99 out of 100. Like I said, it has jumped up to my favorite film of the year. It's tied at a 99 with 9 Days, but it just jumps up to the top at number 1. But hey, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm not going to ask for subscriptions or likes or anything like that. The only thing I'm going to ask for in this video is to share with it. I want to get this video in front of as many eyes as possible because I am extremely passionate about this film. This is a film that I've been dying to see. I've wanted to see it. I've been begging and waiting and pleading to see this movie, and I finally got to see it, and I'm so incredibly excited to talk about it. So all I'm going to ask for today for you guys is to please just share the video. I want to get it in front of as many eyes as possible. If any of your friends have seen this and they loved the movie, send them this video and we can talk about it in the comments together. I want to get this video out there. I want to get eyes on this video. Please share the video if you would like. But hey, I appreciate you all so much for watching. Go and let me know what you thought of Dune. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. The podcast is going to be out on Wednesday with Chris from Filmstock, my dear friend. We are going to be analyzing Dune even further and going into spoiler details even further. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.